So hi again, end of day 3. I'm not sure what to say. I spend all day thinking of things that I want to bring up in my last video, but then I always forget. So you'll have to forgive me if I ramble a bit. So I'm in Newcastle. Travel went really well. All of my changes were fine. All of the bus times were fine. They all ran on schedule. Whitby was gorgeous. I'm really sad that I couldn't stay longer, but I only had like 45 minutes there before I had to get on the bus to Middlesbrough, which I really wish I could have avoided entirely. Newcastle seems nice. The hostel's lovely. I would have loved to have gone around Newcastle a bit this evening and checked things out, but I was made painfully aware very quickly that there is an England football thing, which I'm sure is important in some way, but I really couldn't care less. So being out on the streets right now, not a great idea. I went and hid in a Frankie and Benny's for dinner and then just bolted straight back here because if they win, it'll be awful, and if they lose, it'll be awful. So yeah, I don't want to be out there. But yeah, apart from that, it seems really nice. I like it. So yeah, what else? God, it's hard. I have to say, something that about this trip that I've been really surprised about is the videoing thing. I was so super uncomfortable when I started, and I was dreading doing it every time I had to pick up the camera and film something. But as I've gone along, I've become a lot more comfortable with it. Even out on the street where people can see me, you know, I'm doing a couple of live updates really on the go, which surprises me. And I'm getting through these videos without over editing them in any way, because I think I just came to the conclusion that, you know, this is meant to be a real account of what I'm doing. It's not meant to be perfect in any way. I am not a video expert, if that had escaped your notice. So yeah, I just figured go with it, and I think the minute I let go of the preconception that it had to be perfect, I felt a lot better about it. And you know, I'm thinking about maybe when I get back after I've had a much needed break, maybe carrying on doing some stuff on mental health and fibro, and I don't know, something, maybe. I've got the YouTube channel now, it can't hurt, we'll see. Something else that I've noticed, anyone that's known me for a while will understand when I say the words evil co-pilot. Now, this was a phrase coined by a friend of mine, and it's basically that voice in my head, and it's a very BPD thing for me. It's the voice in my head that, you know, well, it steers me wrong. You know, it wants me to crash. It gives me bad information. It is my evil co-pilot. And sometimes it takes over, and it's terrible, and awful things happen, and it skews my view of the world and makes me paranoid and insecure. And he's a bastard. And I say he because for anyone who watches Game of Thrones, I realised towards the end of last season that I think my evil co-pilot is actually Littlefinger, and that should tell you a lot about what an arsehole he is. But yeah, something that I've noticed is like the emergence of, I don't know, what I would call my competent co-pilot. Now, with borderline personality disorder, some people can experience dissociative effects, you know, where they just completely shut off from themselves and just go, it's almost like autopilot. You know, something else takes over. Sometimes you can't even remember afterwards what you've done or said. I've never had it that bad, but I always have had it in situations where I have to manage something, where I've got to, you know, it's like do or die. You have to do this or it's going to be a disaster. And something in me takes over and kind of guides me through. And it's only afterwards that, you know, the anxiety kicks in, you know, and I shake and I need to hide myself away. But it's like during that time of, you know, crisis or something terribly important, my competent co-pilot kicks in. And some people have said, it's like, I don't know how you're doing this. And to be honest, I don't know how I'm doing it. My answer is maybe I'm not doing it. or maybe at least a part of me that is not so firmly attached to my anxiety is doing it, but it's certainly useful. Now that I'm in Newcastle, settled in for the night, this is the furthest away from home overnight that I will be whilst I'm away on this trip. I am feeling quite cut off. It feels very remote in a way, and I'm very much looking forward to getting through tomorrow and turning around and coming back, because I think that the closer I get to home, the better I'll feel. That last day, that last leg, that last bus will feel amazing. Tomorrow's the big day. I'm going to be coming from Newcastle on a bus up to Berwick, and then from Berwick up to the closest stop to the border, because the thing is, my disabled bus pass does not operate in Scotland. It's England only, so I can only go just before the border. Then I get off the bus and it's a 10-minute walk up to the border. I'll celebrate in some way, do a video, walk the 10 minutes back to the bus stop and come back to Newcastle via Berwick. I am a little anxious about tomorrow because the changeover in Berwick is quite tight, and there isn't a bus out of Newcastle that I can get earlier because my bus pass also doesn't operate before 9:30 in the morning. So the changeover is quite tight. If the bus is delayed out of Newcastle and I miss that connection, the next bus up to the border is like 2 hours later. And then if I got up to the border, it would be, and then it's, I think when I got up to the border, it's like another hour and a half, 2 hour wait for the bus going back in the opposite direction. And then it's, 2 more hours back to Newcastle once I get back to Berwick. And, that's starting to get to the point that I'm going to start worrying that the buses will stop running, or I won't be able to get back, or it's just going to be ridiculously late and it's going to cripple me. So I'm not sure. I think the only thing that I can really plan for is if I get into Berwick and I've missed my connection, I'm just going to have to suck it up and get a cab to the border, because it's the only way that I'll get there. And, not getting there is not an option, and I'm just going to have to really hope that the people that sponsored me won't get too aggro about the fact I took one cab in order to get to the border. And it will hurt me, to be honest. It will feel like a cop-out for that final bit, that final push to the border is going to be done by cab, and I would walk it. I swear I would walk it, but it's a 50-minute walk in each direction. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to have to play it by ear tomorrow, which I've been learning to do a bit more as I've gone along. So we'll see. I will be loath to take a cab, but obviously I can't not get to Scotland. But we'll see. I'll keep checking in. I'll keep checking in during the day, and when I know, you'll know. What else? Oh, yes. Today I had to wear the crap hats. I had to wear the crap hat today. It was not a bus-based screw-up. It wasn't a scheduling-based screw-up. It was a gross screw-up, to be honest. I've learned a very valuable lesson. If you are halfway through eating a hummus-based snack and you have to change buses and it's not got a lid that snaps shut or anything, don't carefully place it in your bag to do the bus changeover because you think, oh, it's only be 3 minutes, it'll be fine. Because by the time you get to the second bus, it will have exploded all over the inside of your handbag. And it was disgusting. It looked like a baby had vomited in my bag. I was stuck on the bus with like a tiny pack of tissues trying to clean this up. It got all over everything, like my wallet, my Kindle and everything, and even worse, it wrote off my headphones entirely because it just got in all the little bits. And I'm like, even if I can just vaguely clean this up, it's gonna start smelling like hummus, and then it's gonna get hot and it's gonna smell even worse. So yeah, when I got off the bus in Newcastle, I immediately put on the crap hat because that was my promise if I screwed up, and I wore the crap hat into Argos when I bought some new headphones, and into W.H. Smith's when I had to pick up something else, and all the way back to the hostel, even though it nearly gave me heat stroke to do. Because this thing is warm. It's cute, but it's warm. So yes, the crap hat has been rolled out. So if nothing else, it's had an airing, and Newcastle has seen its glories. I'm going to take this off now. So yeah, so I've gone through everything that I think that I wanted to say. Obviously, you know, keep donating. I meant to write down how much I've got now because I've had a couple of more donations. I think we're really, really close to the 1,200 mark, so that's really very, very exciting. Oh yeah, thanks Ollie. I know Ollie was a £30 donation today, so that really pushed it up. So yes, we need to. You need to keep donating. I'm getting over my fear of telling people to give me money, because in the end, you're not giving me money. You're giving to amazing charities money, and that's Maytree Suicide Respite Centre and Fibromyalgia Action UK, 2 charities that are very important to me for various reasons. And yes, dig deep. Dig deep. If you haven't already, please donate. If you've donated and find some spare change down the back of the sofa, please donate. You can do that at www.gofundme.com/headsquirrels. Also, I'm going to repeat myself, I'm doing this every video. I'm doing live updates and pictures and commentary and stuff on my Sal Headsquirrels Adventure Army group on Facebook. So if you want to kind of get in on that, and it's been great because it's like, it gives me loads of people to like comment to and chat to whilst I'm on the road. That's at www.facebook.com/groups/salheadsquirrels. I will put both those links up at the end. I am now going to chill the hell out because I am not going back out on the street for love nor money, except for maybe a cigarette or two, because I think things are going to get ugly out there. But my room is lovely. I'm just going to chill. I'm going to get an early night. And then I will check, and you know, I will make a video tomorrow morning before I get on the road, and hopefully I won't be freaking out because I am kind of right now. Right, okay, bye. Links coming. See you tomorrow.